A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Luke. Jesus told his disciples a parable. Can a blind person guide a blind person? Will not both fall into a pit? No disciple is superior to the teacher, but when fully trained, every disciple will be like his teacher. Why do you notice the splinter in your brother's eye, but do not perceive the wooden beam in your own? How can you say to your brother, "Brother, let me remove that splinter in your eye," when you do not even notice the wooden beam in your own eye? You hypocrite! Remove the wooden beam from your eye first, then you will see clearly to remove the splinter in your brother's eye. A good tree does not bear rotten fruit, nor does a rotten tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For people do not pick figs from thorn bushes, nor do they gather grapes from brambles. A good person out of the store of goodness in his heart produces good, but an evil person out of store of evil produces evil. For from the fullness of the heart the mouth speaks. The Gospel of the Lord. The ugly face of hypocrisy. The Greek hypokratikai or hypocrites refers to persons who pretend or act a part and was used of theatrical actors among the Greeks and Romans. Since Israel had neither a theater nor dramatic traditions and regarded the amphitheater as a pagan institution, it would appear that hypocrites would hardly be used for theatric pretense or playing a part. Rather, it would be used with the color of deceit and malice, as we usually find in the Gospels. The singular hypocrites would render the Hebrew hanep, which the Jews used for the godless, the lawless, or deceitful. Jesus accuses the Pharisees of being hypocrites. They are self-righteous and ostentatious. They teach people false religious beliefs, and they try to trap Jesus. In today's gospel reading, the hypocrites are those who would correct the defects of others while failing to detect the monstrous and therefore more evident failures on their part. Jesus exhorts his listeners, especially those who aim to be teachers and leaders, to examine themselves and to make authentic efforts to correct themselves. Hypocrisy shows its ugly head when there is discrepancy and contradiction between the inner and the outer person, between hearts and lips, between words and deeds. Jesus teaches that it is imperative that a person have good eyes and heart for gathering information and making judgments, and good mouth and hands for speaking of good things and acting on them. Only when the person acts consistently can he be truly authentic. People can be guilty of a double speak, saying one thing and doing its opposite. Pope Francis especially points to the hypocrisy of politicians. Speaking in the time of COVID-19 pandemic, he said in an interview, "This coronavirus crisis is affecting us all, rich and poor alike, and putting a spotlight on hypocrisy. I am worried by the hypocrisy of certain political personalities who speak of facing up to the crisis, of the problem of the hunger in the world, but who, in the meantime, manufacture weapons." This is a time to be converted from this kind of functional hypocrisy. It's a time for integrity. Either we are coherent with our beliefs or we lose everything.